Hey guys, Anime Gypsy here with another Shokugeki no Soma review. This is chapter 258, I think. Yeah, 58. And this chapter's interesting. It has a lot of revelations. And so far, there are 8 things I want to talk about. 8 things I want to talk about. But before we get there, I just want to, you know, tell you guys where I stand on Soma's dish. I think this chapter not only makes it clear, but emphasizes the fact that Soma is inferior to Erina and Tsukasa. This chapter is a basically like Soma's not that good. Azami emphasizes that that wouldn't be possible if Soma didn't use the God tongue, degrading this. Visual representation in terms of Azami's ability and the number of people we see naked compared to the number of scenes we've seen naked because of Tsukasa's fish. One had 3 people naked at a farther distance, the other had 2 people naked at a closer distance. So again, that emphasis as well is there. Not only that, but you have the, how should I say this? The commentary from everyone around Soma, basically critiquing his dish in terms of, oh, this was rash and stuff, but it's necessary. But again, it shows you that Soma as a cook is not at Erina's level, at a level of maturity and a level of skill, in my perspective. And the first thing I want to talk about, the first one of the 8 things I want to talk about, is Erina and Soma bickering. And in my perspective, it's a one-sided bicker, Soma bickering towards Erina, because in my perspective, Erina is mature. Erina is trying to be reasonable here, while Soma isn't. I mean, if you look at it, Erina is just better than Soma. We've seen this so far through the battles. Like, Soma beat the 4th seat, Erina beat the 3rd seat. We've seen this with, just the skill presented. One was a Elite 10 member beforehand and had a lot more. It's just the stuff we've seen so far from both indicate that Erina's better. And Soma knows this because he's tasted her dish beforehand, the main entree that he said that he tasted yesterday. And I'm pretty sure that that main dish that Soma tasted yesterday was better than anything Soma could muster out, because again, she's at a higher playing field, and it was indicated that that dish's level was pretty damn high, and since he wasn't able to beat that dish, it was agreed upon that he'd be the appetizer, but they had to play rock, paper, scissors anyway because Soma's a baby. So, I mean, so far, no, it just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Not even a bit. Soma's just not that mature. Now, later on, the improv game makes sense. It really does. Because after he tastes Tsukasa's dish, after he tastes that dish, he has an understanding of, okay, we're in trouble. We need to improv. And then it makes sense. But beforehand, no. So that's the first thing, the bicker. And the fact that they didn't, do this. The second thing is the presentation with the judges. Now, the presentation with the judges, that was Decor's reaction and foodgasm. Priceless, on spot. We get to find out that that skin-looking thing and the meat-looking thing at the very top of the beef is basically melted beef. Sorry, on top of the pate is basically melted beef. And to be honest, when I saw that, I laughed for a few minutes straight, simply because it reminded me of like caveman food from cartoons, like the Flintstones, and it looked also like the type of meat Luffy would be eating on a regular basis in One Piece. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. It kind of like brought back some memories of some Flintstone episodes. It's a pretty good dish. I really liked it. It has a mind boggler for a name, but it's a pretty good dish. Now, with the presentation, Rindo basically says, "Hey, you shouldn't do that, yada yada yada. This is like entree level dish." We have Aizen respond to her like, "Look who's talking." And that was perfect. In my perspective, I really liked that little bit. But the thing of the presentation that surprised me the most was Azami's reaction. I mean, Azumi straight looked like you just insulted his mother. Like, that's the best way I could put it. That's what Azumi looked like, and it was shocking. It was terrifying, so on and so forth. And we also get from Annie a question where she's like, "How did you do this?" And the pate is the best part of it. And someone's like, "Oh, I use Japanese barbecue sauce because it incorporates garlic, soy sauce, and ginger." I was like, "Okay, that's classic Soma, being innovative and also using normal cheap ingredients while being innovative and utilizing them to the fullest. Classic Soma." Now, Annie also confirms that the best part is the pate, and we get the visual representation uh, um, of the dish after they taste it, due to Azami's ability, where courage and decor both get naked. Now, Azami basically, and this is great. The fourth thing I want to talk about is Azami calling out. Basically, it was a shout out to Shinomiya Kojiro, and oh my god, that just gave me a gasm right there. That was like an excitement anime gasm right there. I was like, ah, yes, Kojiro's getting a reference, yes. And it's interesting because he's like, oh, this reminds me of the Legimier. I can't pronounce it for shit. I hate French. I hate French. Legimier magician, Shinomiya Kojiro. And I was like, yes! And then for a few seconds, I just realized this means Kojiro Azami met before. Because if his food tasted like Kojiro's, it only stands to reason that he's met Kojiro. Unless he's been to like a restaurant, like a Japan restaurant, while Kojiro wasn't there. That's like the only exception, because as far as we know, the one branch in the restaurant in France. Actually, no, he might have gone to one of multiple restaurants in France, because they never specify that there's only one restaurant in France. So that might be the case. I guess we'll find out sooner or later. But yeah, that shout out, hype. Okay. The name of the dish, that's the fifth thing. The name of the dish, there are two translations. Countdown style brazen youngster caveman meat. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, no. That's a long ass name. That's a long... Nah. I'm not about that. Second name is time fused brazen youngster style primitive meat. And both long names. I choose the second one over the first one any day of the week. But I'm just not feeling that name. I mean, I get it, but I just don't feel it. Now, the sixth one is confirmation, blatant confirmation by Azami that Soma's dish wouldn't be possible if he didn't use the gotton. And I think I said this in the beginning of the video. Yeah, again, this is confirmation not only that this dish wouldn't be possible without Erena's gotton, it's confirmation that Soma is not above Erena. It's confirmation that Soma is not above Tsukasa overall. So, thank you, Yuto. Seventh is Azami. You did not plan for this, which again we talked about. Again, it also adds to the analytical bit with Azami, because Azami is by far, I think, the most analytical member of the Elite 10 so far. As far as we know, the most analytical member of the Elite 10 is Aizen, because of everything we've seen so far. He's not the best, but he's the most analytical. And finally, Soma says, this is now a battle between me and you, talking to Erena. And my impression is, oh, bullshit. Because if he wins this battle, they lose. They lose. Because if Erena does not make a dish better than that one, it's over. Erena needs to pull some massive, Erena needs to unlock that reserved Super Saiyan strength inside of her and rise above her opponent. There needs to be a BS power. Well, it's not a BS power up because we haven't really seen Erena cook off that much. But we need to see that untapped strength of Erena's in full view next chapter in order to see her win this. We need to see what Erena is capable of doing at the very fullest. And this is my perspective on the matter. If you like the video, please leave a like. Until next time, guys, this is Anime Gypsy, and I'm out. See you guys later. Bye.